Hello and welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And today I thought we would go ahead and continue on the eve of Big Ten Media Days, no less. Continue our positional roundup, kind of. We've already dove into wide receivers, corners, running backs. I thought today we would tackle kind of an easy position to discuss, but there's a lot of intricacies in this position, especially for the future of UCLA, not just this season. I thought we'd go ahead and round up the quarterback position. Now, obviously, you're going to tell me, we've probably been talking about quarterback more than any other position at this entire offseason with the addition of Nico Iamaleava. But there is some pretty noteworthy depth inside this position group that I thought we could go ahead and maybe talk about a little bit. We, as I said, we are on the eve of Big Ten Media Days when we're recording this. Now, tomorrow or today, by the time you're listening to this, I believe, I could be wrong. Actually, I think UCLA is on Thursday. Yeah, UCLA is on Thursday, so we are on the eve of you're listening to this on Wednesday. We are on the eve of Big Ten Media Days. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Let me pull up my breakdowns of every quarterback. Right. Up first, obviously, how much more do we have to say about this guy, Nico Iamaleava, a redshirt sophomore transferred from Tennessee, led Tennessee to a 10-3 record. He finished last season with 2,616 yards and 19 touchdowns, did throw 5 interceptions. He also ran for 4 touchdowns, I believe. I didn't write that down. That's my apologies. But, he's been the main topic of discussion for UCLA ahead of this season, kind of just with the fallout that he went through at Tennessee and then his ensuing transfer to UCLA, which honestly shook up things at the position. We had countless players at the position group kind of leave and transfer out. Most notably, we had Joey Aguilar. He came from Appalachian State and then transferred to Tennessee. Once Nico Iamaleava got here, effectively, doing a trade. Now, if you were to ask me, I would say UCLA definitely won that trade, given that Nico Iamaleava is a SEC quarterback that just led Tennessee to their first ever college football playoff appearance and a 10-3 record. Obviously, they lost to the inevitable national champs. And then Aguilar is coming from App State, where, don't get me wrong, he had a great season, but, going from a group of 5 school to Tennessee in the SEC is going to be a big jump. Aguilar is projected to start for Tennessee. Obviously, Nico Iamaleava is your starting quarterback for the Bruins, and I'd honestly expect him to have a pretty good season. Now, there's been qualms about, he's coming into Westwood with kind of depleted group around him talent-wise. Obviously Tennessee is going to have more talented people on the offense than UCLA is, but I think what we're kind of losing sight in, and I think Iamaleava being kind of this polarizing figure in the college football landscape, what we're losing sight in is that he's coming into his 3rd season, redshirt sophomore year. He's bound to improve, and a quarterback that can improve like that, I think, has the potential to lift up every player around him on the offense. So that's going to be something that we have to look out for and that we have to acknowledge. Now, he is projected to be a name to look out for in this upcoming NFL draft. So that could also, he's trying to rise his draft stock. So he's all signs point to him wanting to have a great season. Up next, we're going to the backups. First name on this list is Pierce Clarkson. He's a redshirt sophomore. He comes to UCLA by way of Ole Miss. He was the 128th ranked quarterback in the transfer portal, despite not finding much of an avenue for playing time with the Rebels. Nonetheless, he is a former 4-star high school recruit. He's coming back to SoCal. He may be good enough to back up Iamaleava. There are some names, or a name, I should say, that might be ahead of him, but Pierce Clarkson, he's looking like he's bound to be a pretty good backup ahead of the season. Excuse me. don't know why I'm yawning. It's middle of the day. And after Pierce Clarkson, we're moving on to Luke Duncan. He is a redshirt sophomore. He returns to the Bruins. He was backing up Ethan Garber's last season. He didn't see the field at all last season. Following Garber's departure, though, for a brief moment, it was looking like Duncan was widely presumed to be a prime contender for the starting gig. That's even before Aguilar came along. That's before, obviously, Iamaleava came along. Nonetheless, he's still looking like a prominent contender to be the second-string quarterback. I wouldn't doubt that number 2 spot is going to be a battle between Duncan and Clarkson. That's something to look out for, especially as fall camp rolls around. Up next, we have Madden Iamaleava. Another big story. He came to Westwood on the heels of his older brother Nico making the move. Iamaleava was actually at Arkansas spring practices as a true freshman commit before leaving and joining his brother. This is an interesting case because I would definitely expect him to redshirt this season. At best, I think he'd be your third-string quarterback. Now, at Arkansas, they were saying that he was comfortably slotted as that third-string quarterback as a true freshman, which is really good for someone of his age, someone of his class. As a true freshman, you don't see people really comfortably being that third-string quarterback at a school of that prominence. But I do think in UCLA, he has a good chance to maybe compete for that third-string quarterback role. If not, I mean, I don't see the problem with redshirting him and then maybe bringing him back next year to see if he can compete for that starting spot should Nico Iamaleava go to the draft. But nonetheless, he's a 4-star quarterback. UCLA got a 4-star quarterback from the class of 2025. And I think comfortably he'll be the 4th, if you were to do a power rankings, the 4th best quarterback. But he also has the potential to maybe be a third string. And definitely is a good name to look out for in the future. Up next, we have Henry Hasselbeck, a redshirt freshman. He committed to the Bruins in 2023 and redshirted his first season. He was one of the few UCLA quarterbacks that didn't transfer among the shakeup at the position. But he's definitely slotted towards the lower end. He could be competing for that 4th, maybe 5th spot on a theoretical power rankings. Which leads us to our next guy, Colton Gumino. He is the 2nd freshman in UCLA's depth chart. He's likely the final name on the depth chart as well for the position group. He is recruited to UCLA as a 3-star prospect, and I would undoubtedly expect him to redshirt this coming season. So yeah, I mean, there are plenty of names on the depth chart, but obviously it's highlighted by Nico Iamaleava. He is undoubtedly your day 1 starter. He was your day 1 starter the second that he committed to UCLA. But I think one thing that we should definitely acknowledge is that there's a pathway to having some steady future at the quarterback position with Madden, with Pierce Clarkson, Luke Duncan, all those young names. There's not a single person on this list who has junior in their title. So there's 3 redshirt sophomores, including Iamaleava, and then 1 redshirt freshman and 2 freshmen, 2 true freshmen. So, I mean, you have depth and you have kind of future stability at this quarterback group, which is always a good thing to have. So, I mean, yeah, that's going to round up our Big Ten. Sorry, that's a couple days from now. That's going to wrap up our quarterback position roundup. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. We'll see you tomorrow.